Thank you for joining me for another episode of Something from the Margin of My Bible. And this note comes from what we might call the introduction to the Ten Commandments as found in Exodus chapter 20. The first two words of that chapter, Exodus 20, read this way. And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. And then following that, of course, beginning of verse 3, you have the Ten Commandments. But the note I have comes from verse 2, where God again began that verse by saying, I am the Lord your God. Here's the note that I have. I have boxed in the word your, and out to the side I have singular. The Lord is each one's personal God. It's easy to read these and think, well, this was given to Israel as a whole, and it was. But by saying, I am the Lord your God, individually your God, he is making it clear that while these commands are for the nation, they are national laws, each individual was to remember them. Each individual was to remember what God had done for them by bringing them out of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, verse 2. And then each individual was to follow each of the Ten Commandments and all the other commandments that would come that were intended for all the nation. And so it's just a reminder here that while God gives commands for all people, I am a person, I'm an individual, and I am to be faithful to God. I am to have a relationship with God. And he reminds them that that is true both ways. He is the Lord your God individually. So again, the note I have is, I'm boxing the word singular, and I have this phrase written out. I boxed in the word your, and have this phrase written out. Singular, the Lord is each one's personal God. I hope that encourages you, and we'll see you again next week on Something from the Margin of My Bible.